Okay, we're about to go live for our live stream. 3, 2, 1. I want to thank the Screaming Black Bears Band. Thank you for being here today. Welcome to the grand opening of the University of Maine Black Bear Softball Complex. I may pause a little bit because there's an echo. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Mills, President and CEO of the University of Maine Foundation, and a proud black bear from the class of 1982. Please rise and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you to the UMaine Pep Band under the direction of the great Chris White. Thank you, Chris. Also want to thank all those that are watching today by live stream. It is a great thing that we are be able to have so many of you here today, but also those that are watching. The University of Maine recognizes that it is located on March Island in the homeland of the Penobscot Nation, where issues of water and territorial rights and encroachment upon sacred sites are ongoing. Penobscot homeland is connected to the other Wabanaki tribal nations, the Passamaquoddy, Maliseet, and Micmac, through their kinship, alliances, and diplomacy. The university also recognizes that the Penobscot Nation and the other Wabanaki tribal nations are distinct, sovereign, legal, and political entities with their own powers of self-governance and determination. The facility we are unveiling for the first time today would not be possible without the generous support of the Harold Alfond Foundation. Greg Powell is here today from the Harold Alfond. The complex is part of the UMS Transforms Athletics Master Plan through a $240 million grant from the Harold Alfond Foundation. You will also hear more today, later in the program, about another special donor we are honoring today, who named our batting pavilion Catherine Slott. We thank them for helping us to realize this vision, which will inspire the current and next generations of UMaine and Maine softball athletes. We'd like to thank President Joan Farini-Mundy and Chancellor Daniel Malloy for their leadership and dedication in moving this project forward. This is a great time for fundraising in the university's history. We have historic numbers that we are seeing from this. I would like to particularly recognize members of the foundation today that helped with this project and many others with the athletic areas That's Seth Woodcock, Sarah McPartland-Good, and Joe Light. I would also like to thank our person that's in charge of the event today for the foundation, and that's Monique Hashi and her staff. Despite the fact that we've had an international pandemic and also other items that we have been struggling with at the university, I'm pleased to announce that we just finished our largest fundraising year in university history, and this is all before the Harold Alfond UMS Transforms numbers. When we were asked to take over by the university for the development office and us to be merged, at that time our 5-year average per year for fundraising was $20 million a year. This past year we raised over $43 million, 100% increase. Again, before the Transforms numbers and during the worldwide pandemic. Now, I always have people, when we're sitting in the audience, I can see your worried faces, because some of you might be saying, I didn't get a chance to give, or I didn't give enough. Well, I want you to know, don't worry. You'll be hearing about the UMS Transforms campaign, which will be the core of our largest campaign ever in the university's history. It will be over $500 million in new investments, with the lion's share being here at the University of Maine. And I can guarantee you there'll be something for everybody. Yes. So our future looks bright. I want to thank all of you for helping to make this possible today. And now it is my great honor to introduce our new athletic director, who will lead us through the program today. What a great time to join the Black Bears. He began his tenure as Director of Athletics on January 30th, 2023. He came to us from the Miami University in Ohio, where he has been since 2008. Please welcome the University of Maine Athletic Director, Jude Killey. Jude.
Thanks, Jeff. What a perfect day to be a black bear, right? Awesome. So I'm ecstatic for this group right here, mostly. How excited are you to get out here today? Okay. Want to roll through a couple thank yous today and talk a little bit about Impact Act. So first of all, the university thank yous. Ken Ralph, my predecessor. Tremendous groundwork and vision in terms of moving us forward. And so very excited to be able to have this first project in the initial projects with Ken's vision and groundwork. So thank you to Ken. I also want to thank President Farini Mundiani for all of her support and her vision of a quality Division I athletic department. President Farini Mundy, thank you. A couple other people institutionally they want to thank. Seth Woodcock, Samantha Hegman-Mueri, and also Eric Stoop. Done a great job pushing this project forward, so thank you to them. And I know Jeff mentioned it earlier before, but from the foundation, Monique Hashi, great job behind the scenes. Also, Diane Dunn, and from our staff, Tyson Manhattan. Thank you. And again, I know we mentioned them, but how about the band? You're at everything. Thank you. So this day wouldn't be possible without the generosity, care, and support of our donors. I know that Jeff mentioned the Harold Alfond Foundation and our friends there. Their commitment, support, impact are unbelievable. We're so appreciative of everything they're doing to support us And I know that Greg is at the very center of that. So thank you, Greg Powell and the foundation. And we'll come back to her later in the program, but right now I'll just say thank you to Catherine Slott, our super fan, and we'll talk about that pavilion later, but thank you. All right, for the crew, I want to acknowledge a couple of our partners today. WBRC from Bangor, Crawford Architects, and Activius from Dedham, Massachusetts. Also, our construction team from Sargent Corporation and subcontractors from Caribou, Maine to Hooksett, New Hampshire. So can you please stand? I know some of you are here today. Go ahead and please stand. Come on. Great. I see you here, over here. Thank you all for your help. Let's talk for a minute about impact for this state. Any girl playing softball in this state, think about this venue. Think about this opportunity that's been created. Let's broaden that. Anyone in the Northeast region, you want to be a Division I college athlete? This is your option. Locally, I know we have people from Orono, Old Town, and actually Bangor has a softball team coming to the game today. So think about that impact. Very powerful. And I want to talk about the impact of our student athletes, our former student athletes who laid the groundwork for this facility to be possible. Our future student athletes who want to be a Division I athlete, but a high impact Division I athlete. Think about that. High impact, not just Division I, high impact. And to this current crew back here that we talked about, who are, by the way, part of a group of student athletes that have a 3.31 GPA. Awesome. And part of what I love about this group is that the dome went down, and these young people continued to play and participate. They never complained. Never complained. And so it's my privilege today to see them rewarded with this opportunity to play on this field. Before we move on, the only other note is this. This is the first domino. We're just getting started. There's other facilities coming. We're elevating our programs, and it's because we're committed to being a high-caliber Division I athletic program. Thank you. Good transition. Yeah. All right, so we're going to keep the moving forward here. I'd like to welcome our next speaker up. He assumed the role of Chancellor in 2019 after serving 2 years as the governor of Connecticut. Connecticut. He served as mayor in Stamford, Connecticut, and as the assistant DA in Brooklyn, New York. Please welcome our Chancellor, Daniel Malloy.
Good morning. Great to be with everyone today. An exciting day in the history of this university. But I do want to step in. We talked about great athletes coming here to play. We also want some great students. Obviously, our athletes are just that. We believe that the best days for this university are ahead of it. Under the great leadership of your president, we have obtained an R1 status, long sought. It puts us in the top ranks of universities throughout the United States. I want to say that again. This university is in the top ranks of all universities in the United States. We should be proud of that. And likewise, it is important that we invest in ourselves. I want to thank the Alphon Foundation for their assistance in making this day possible at this facility. But we have so much more investment to make with the Alphon Foundation, with the monies raised by the foundation. with spending our dollars wisely to make sure that we have the infrastructure supporting our students, supporting our research, supporting our athletic programs. And this is just the beginning of the large-scale investments that need to be made in this university. All of us can participate in that program. All of us can be supportive of the expenditures that have to be made to support this university and its R1 status, and its great athletic programs, and the great education that we bring to students from Maine and beyond. This is an unbelievably great day, and the beginning. Not so far from here is the Alfond Rink, which we need to invest wisely in. Not so far from here are basketball facilities that need to be replaced. Not far from here is a proposed soccer field that needs to be built. We need to be recognized for who we are and what we are in Maine. A great public university giving back to the state of Maine and educating our young people. I am proud to be part of this organization accomplishing so much. Professor, thank you also for your commitment in your time as a professor and during this great day giving rise to that facility which we so desperately needed as well. To all of you, thank you for being part of this family. Thank you for caring for it, supporting it, supporting our athletes, our students, our professional staff. Have a great day. I can assure you I'm having one today.
Thanks, Chancellor. We mentioned him before, but we'd like to take a minute to bring up Greg Powell from the Harold Alfond Foundation. Greg?
Did you notice he said minute? I know how much you must be thinking about a long speech would be just perfect right now in this warm, balmy weather. Well, you know, if Harold Alfond were here and he were looking around, he would say, oh my goodness, what an absolutely beautiful facility. And when we think about how the foundation spends money, and we see a facility like this, and we see a great group of players like over to my left here, and the leadership of this university, and all of you folks as supporters, we couldn't be more proud to be part of the transformation of the University of Maine. As the Chancellor has just said, there is so much greatness in the University of Maine and its history, where it is now, but with the future, you ain't seen nothing yet. And the Harold Alfond Foundation couldn't be more pleased to be your partner. So congratulations, everyone.
Thanks, Greg. It's my honor to introduce our next speaker, the president of the University of Maine in Maine-Machias. Sorry about that. She's a true champion for student success, President Joan Farini-Mundy.
Good morning, everyone. Isn't this just an amazing day? Let's just have applause because it is. I'm told that we spotted an eagle flying overhead today, so keep your eyes on the sky too. Just good vibes for so much about this fantastic facility. I'd like to thank Chancellor Malloy, Greg Powell for their remarks, everyone who has been a part of this project, and welcome you all to the University of Maine. I'd like to say a little bit about how honored and pleased I am for this opening, for this beautiful, beautiful facility, and make the point that this first major project of UMaine Black Bear Athletics' HAF Alfond Foundation supported capital plan. This first project to be completed is so beautiful, and it is significant and intentional that we began with a facility for women's sports. And it signals our commitment and our ongoing commitment to equity and the importance of all student athletes in Black Bear D1 athletics. I know that our focus today is on this facility and its beautiful, beautiful environment. But I want to focus on our student athletes, and particularly this fantastic, there's a very strange feedback here, sorry, fantastic softball team. So another round of applause for them, because they inaugurate this field. And what a wonderful honor for us to have them and for us to be together today. So I would say a couple more things. In February, we honored more than 300 scholar athletes here at UMaine. More than 200 of them had a 3.0 average or better. Black Bear athletes are a fundamental part of our D1 community and of our university. More than 20% of this team are mentors and tutors for fellow student athletes. One softball student athlete works in the Marine Science Diagnostic Lab doing research. Multiple student athletes will be studying abroad in Europe this summer. They volunteer at the Ronald McDonald House. They read at local schools. Our student athletes are leaders in our community as well as on the playing fields. And we're delighted and honored to have them here with us. I'd like to offer a few more thank yous to the facilities staff, to capital planning and project management, facilities management, the facilities shops, grounds, electrical, carpentry, paint, lock, plumbing, HVAC, and custodial. All were involved at various times and to various degrees. And there's a very long list of people who made a difference in getting us here to today. Elizabeth Simons from Capital Planning and Project Management managed the project. Joshua Burke, facilities planner, was involved in the design, bid, and early construction. Andy Brown from Facilities Management Engineering Center identified existing underground utilities. So there's a lot behind and underneath what happens here today, and I can't be more pleased and more proud to welcome you all here to our wonderful university and to this spectacular new facility. Thank you very much.
Thanks, President. So let's hear from a couple students. We've got two for you today. I'm going to read a little bit here, just so I don't screw this up. Kelby Drews, who's a graduate student. So this says, seeking a double degree, psychology and kinesiology with a pre-med minor from Hollywood, Florida. And then Kat Fallon, who's a senior, seeking a degree in management with legal studies minor from Warwick, Rhode Island. So Kelby and Kat, coming up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kelby Drews. I'm a fifth-year middle infielder. I'm sure many of us remember the first days of playing softball in our neighborhood parks, and then on to travel ball, and then moving on to high school, and then the excitement of committing and signing to play Division I softball. When we made this commitment, we became part of an elite group of individuals. Statistically, only 2% of high school athletes will go on to play Division I sports. I know that we are all very grateful to the University of Maine for giving us this opportunity to play the game that we love, and we're all very thankful for the experiences that we have shared in Orono. In the same way that we look back on those days that brought us here, we can also reflect on the realities of being a college athlete and know that these experiences have prepared us for the hard work and challenges that life after college will require. Just a few weeks ago, we traveled to Oklahoma and played OSU, who was ranked third nationally at the time, and Mizzou, who was also in the top 25. And playing at the Division I level affords us the opportunity to take on these teams, and those experiences in turn shape our characters to tackle future obstacles. This new stadium that we're dedicating today was made possible by the generosity of the Harold Alfond Foundation and countless other people, and it will enable our team at one location to have all of the facilities that we need to improve. Another benefit of this facility is that it has given us all a renewed sense of pride. Again, when we were out in Oklahoma, I know a lot of us were walking into their stadium in awe, and now we get to run out onto this field today and call it our own. Now, when teams travel to Orono to play us, they'll be playing at a top-notch field with incredible facilities, and I know we're all very excited to be here and play here today. Lastly, I think it's significant that this opening ceremony falls on the last day of March, which is the month designated to recognize women and their accomplishments. These new facilities represent a new era in softball for this university and the state of Maine. Many former players and coaches paved the way for us to be here today. We want to thank them. Thank you to the university. Thank you to all of our supporters here today. Thank you to the Harold Alfond Foundation, the coaches, staff, and administration who have always been in our corner to support us and advocate for transformations like this. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kat Fallon. I'm a senior on the softball team here. And I just want to start off by saying just how grateful I am for the opportunities UMaine has given me as a student athlete. This school and this softball team have truly changed my life for the better, and I will be forever grateful. This brand new softball facility is the best in the America East Conference, and my team and I are truly thankful for the contribution made by the Harold Alfond Foundation. I think that I can speak for all of us by saying that we do not take this privilege lightly, and that we are working extremely hard to make you all proud. When I was a little girl, I dreamed of playing my favorite sport on a field as beautiful as this one. I know that youth softball players today will look at this field and dream of doing the same exact thing. I truly cannot thank you all enough for the contributions that have been made, not just to our team, but to the sport of softball and women's athletics as a whole. Lastly, my team and I would like to thank every single person who donated and contributed to turning our dreams into a reality. We cannot wait to see you at our opening day and all other games going forward. Weird.
What great representatives of our program. Fantastic. So you've heard about half today, Harold Alfond Foundation, and their support, which is tremendous. And also we have Catherine Slott. So Catherine is a professor here, an associate professor in French, a longstanding contributor, community member, and also directly supported that building right there, our batting pavilion. That's a year-round facility, folks, pitching and hitting all the time. And she's going to take a couple of hacks later. But before we get to her, I'm going to welcome the president back up for 1 minute.
Because we have the incredible generosity of faculty member Catherine Slott, I wanted to take just one more minute with you to tell you about Catherine a little bit. So we've heard her called a super fan, and she is indeed that. A wonderful, wonderful supporter of athletics and shows up at games and events consistently and does other wonderful service through the university, participates in the university senate, is a fine professor and very committed to her students. I just want to give personal thanks to our professor, Catherine Slott.
So Catherine, it's your turn now. Please come join us and say a few words.
for a short peep peep. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. I support I support all of the sports programs at the university. So you might wonder, why softball? I grew up playing softball at overnight camp, in a junior high school, and I played rec ball in Philadelphia and Williamstown and Bangor, and one year even I was the acting women's softball coach, the acting assistant women's softball coach at Williams College. I also coached one of the rec teams in Bangor. So I have a special personal connection with softball. So enjoy the facilities, enjoy the day. Thank you.
How about we cut a ribbon? Does that sound all right? Okay. If I can get this group to come on up right over here, and this group right over here. The team, please. And how about a drum roll from the band, please? That was fun. Okay, so following this, we've got large M balloons along the sidewalk here. There's a reception in the field house. For anyone who wants to join, please do so. Also, feel free to stop by the batting pavilion, check it out inside. Catherine, you warmed up? Where's Catherine? Oh, she's resting. Okay. All right, and then we do have home softball here today, 2:30. Right? So come back at 2:30 for that after the reception. Also home baseball. Thank you so much. Have a great day.